Last time we covered why I left my whole life to commit to my dream of traveling around Europe. So September 24th rolls around, my bags are packed, everything is ready, and the lady is checking me in. I'm telling her my whole story, I'm just really excited. Kid you not, her whole face goes like pale. She steps out the booth to talk to me, and she whispers to me like, hey, your passport has been expired for 4 months now. You're probably wondering, how did I plan this trip for months and not check my passport expiry date? You know what? That's fair. That's on me. That's on me. So she tells me I cannot go on this flight. And let me tell you, my stomach fucking dropped. I call Sebastian. I tell him what's happening. This guy looks like he's about to shit his pants. I tell him, like, no matter what I do, I will make it to Europe even if I have to swim over there. He actually takes the big leap. So he's like, okay, like, I'll go to Portugal and I'll meet you there.
Sebastian's on the plane right now. He's heading to Barcelona. This shit is so fucked.
I calmed down for a bit. I can get my passport in under 48 hours. As soon as the passport office was open, I went there, my picture's taken and everything, and they say, you need to bring a friend you've known for 5 years, and this is very important, you need to bring a proof of certification. I hit up my friend, I say, yo, come in an hour. I go back home. I take apart my house, top to bottom. Papers flying everywhere. My parents lost specifically my proof of certification. I don't know how that happens, but it happens, I guess. I left my house, I quit my job, thousands of dollars spent, months of planning, all to be taken by a piece of paper. I searched up how to get this certification. It would take 3 to 6 months. I'm cooked. I don't know what to do. My friend, I tell him like what happened, and he was like, Patricia, just drink it off. And I was like, no, I don't have any energy in me. Basically kidnaps me. And he takes me to the bar. I get kicked out right away because I didn't have my ID on me. I didn't have anything. I take his car back home. All my bags are covered in piss. Let me tell you, at this moment, something in me snapped. And I had this crazy realization that I had nothing. And I don't know if I'm batshit delusional or just crazy, but I'm a very, very stubborn person. And I'm restless. I can't sit down and watch my dream being taken from me just like that. Like, I just couldn't sit down. I printed off my documents and I was on the plane. Smelling like piss, looking like shit from crying. I haven't slept in like 2 days. I didn't know if they could help. I didn't have a plan. I just knew the address and that was enough for me. Sebastian's enjoying Portugal. He's enjoying my dream. And I'm in Sydney. And I want to say Sydney, Australia, but nah, Sydney, Nova Scotia. I'm telling you, he's out here climbing castles, and I was looking at a giant fiddle.
This town's biggest thing is a motherfucking fiddle.
Yeah, so as soon as I went off the plane, I went straight to this address, and I dropped off all my papers to the front door.
I'm on my way to give those motherfuckers my urgency case. I'm not giving up on my dream.
Not only that, I was desperate. I went to the library, I started faxing them, emailing them, trying to call over and over again, like I was desperate. And after I did everything that I could have done, I was faced with my biggest challenge, something I struggled with my whole life. And that is patience. I just decided I'm already here, might as well enjoy what Sydney has to offer. But I could not get around. There were 2 taxi services that were always full. I didn't see a single bus. There's no Ubers. I tried renting a car, and I pull up to the car place. They find out my age, and they're like, nah, you can't rent out a car. I remember after that happened, I went back to the hotel and had a mini breakdown.
I went to Enterprise today to try and rent a car, and I couldn't rent a car because I'm 19. I'm watching my friend live my dream,
that I wasted months planning, saving up for, working for. I worked so hard and it got taken away.
I changed my mind. We fucking ballin', I don't care.
So the next day, I skipped Sydney, like it was not doing it for me. And I go to Halifax. In Halifax, there are 2 hostels. One in downtown and one very far from the city in the middle of nowhere. Guess which one was full and which one I had to go to? I had to grind to the nearest point transit could take me to this hostel. And I had to order $100 Uber ride to this hostel. What the hell? Peggy's Cove, it's one of Nova Scotia's most beautiful tourist spots. I'm sitting at the back of this Uber. I say like, hey, have you ever been to Peggy's Cove? And he was like, no, I've lived here for 10 months and I've never been there. I was like, yo, let's go to Peggy's Cove together. And then he turns off his Uber thing and we go to Peggy's Cove.
What's your name? Vijay? Nice meeting you. I'm Patricia. This is my Uber.
We had like a deep talk on the rocks, watching the sunset and everything. I'm telling him about my situation.
I'm in Peggy's Cove, Nova Scotia. Not in Lisbon. I think the place is beautiful.
It was honestly really nice. Then after we get donaires, I see this giant spider.
Look at this big ass spider.
And he drops me to the hostel.
First hostel, classic.
It was like the universe gave me a break for a second. Hello, Sebastian. I'm currently having a fire to myself. I'm trying my best to fight. That's all I can say. For real. And it looks like you're doing good. A lot of rock bottoms I hit the past few days, but if you're fighting, then I'll fight too. I have a little bit of hope. Very minimal, but still there. I sleep in the hostel and I wake up the next morning, was back at it again. So I realized I can't keep taking $100 Ubers there and back. So I rent out a bike, strap on my bag and everything, and I start my 5-hour bike to the main city of Halifax.
October 1st, I'm biking to Halifax from my hostel.
On that day, it was a special day where they closed down all the bike trails to do construction. How lucky am I?
There's been construction on the road.
There's no other way. And I became roadkill on wheels. I had to bike on this big ass highway. And let me tell you, there were cars like speeding right next to me, literally inches away from me. They did not like slow down or anything. I was just biking and my bike is heavy as hell. I was certain I was going to die. Just my luck. The bike trail is fucking closed. I am scared. I am in the highway. And I am about to die. So this is my will right now. At a point, I found a safe spot to just like calm down. I'm not even gonna lie right now. I just started crying. It was only 9 a.m. in the morning and I had to fight for my life. I felt like the universe was doing too much. Like,
I'm having a hard time. I'm having a really hard time.
So I sat down and gave myself 3 options. Option 1 was to just wait there and get home safely, spend the rest of my money, and go back to Calgary and give. Or option 2, I was gonna rot there, starve to death, turn into a tree. I was seriously considering this. Or option 3, of course, I could get back on the bike and risk my life for a dream that I don't even know it's gonna go through. And so I rotted and died that day. Nah, you already know what I picked.
Holy! I found a hella cute spot. White chili. I'm not gonna stop because I am fighting for what I believe in. And I'm not going back home.
I have to say this. I had a realization on the bike. I thought I was being put on this really sucky side quest that the universe just threw at me. But I didn't realize my dream was never about Europe. My dream was to prove to myself that there is more to life than just existing. And the problems and the struggles that I was dealing with at that moment, it was the main mission. Like, this was it. I was in the exact spot where I wanted to be because I was fighting for what I believe in. I was fighting for my dream. And I know it's corny, get back on that horse, but it's true. There's truth to it, you know? Everyone has a dream, and it's all worth fighting for. And if it gets hard, if it becomes intolerable, then what should keep you going is that at least you're fighting for the right thing, even if you don't know the outcome. This advice does not apply to gambling. That's a disclaimer. I get to have the fact.
I made it.
I expect that.
I made it.
And eventually, I got my passport.
I'm going to Europe. I'm going to Europe, baby. Gang shit, that's all I'm on. Gang shit, that's all I'm on. Gang shit, that's all I'm on.
Gang shit, that's all I'm on.
The hell? Hello, welcome back to a new episode of Dora the Explorer. Here's my backpack. Got no map. Okay, because I was gonna piss and a bunch of little kids on a leash came and started howling. I don't know what goes on in Quebec. Is that